and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad. Thank you. Please be seated. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Here.
Councilman Martinez.
Present.
Councilman McSweeney.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I am here. So all five are present. We have a quorum. This is the Wednesday, March 11th, 2026 meeting of the Babylon Town Board at 3 p.m. If you are here in person or if you're watching us on our YouTube channel live, meetings divided up into three sections. The first is dedicated to the public hearings. There are 4 public hearings scheduled for today, and actually a 5th that's a continuation of a public hearing from our last board meeting. So if you're interested in addressing the board on any of those public hearings, we ask you to fill out a card up front and file with our town clerk, or you can click on the link and you can send us a message by way of the link. Second portion is dedicated to the agenda. Agendas are available on the table up front, and agendas are available through the link. You can address the board on any items on the agenda for today. Again, fill out a card and file with our town clerk. And third portion is the open portion, when residents can come forward and address the board on any matter concerning town government or town services that's not on today's agenda. When you do come forward, please speak directly into the microphone and state your name and address. As well as please keep your comments to 3 minutes. If you're watching us at a future date and time, that link is still live. You can utilize that to send us a message, ask us a question or a comment, and one of us will get back to you. So with that, we'll go into the public hearings. And the first public hearing reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 86, boats. Don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez. Close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Second public hearing reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 213, Article 11. Don't have any cards, so take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman McSweeney, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Third public hearing reference to amending Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-2 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. Fourth public hearing reference to amending Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-8 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Mineta, to close and reserve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. That's it for the public hearings. Again, we'll have that continued public hearing at the end of the public comment period. So we'll go into the resolutions. We have a couple of speakers on the resolutions. First, though, I did want to hand up to the clerk. We had comments submitted from Paul Svensson of 69 East Hollywood Avenue, Lindenhurst, regarding the resolution number 224. Which is regarding 75 East Hollywood Avenue in Lindenhurst. So I'll hand this up to the clerk, ask that it be entered into the record and submitted under the agenda portion. I'll call up Catherine Messina, who wishes to speak.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak. I live next door to 75 East Hollywood Avenue.
Just state your name and address.
Catherine Messina, 81 East Hollywood Avenue, Lindenhurst. And I'm the next door neighbor. So that house has been in illegal rental for 3 years. 3 years we have put up with trash, garbage, people coming and going. I feel that the owners of this house have no interest in the house at all other than as a money-making enterprise. The first tenants were clearly not prepared to even pay the rent on that house. They got into a dispute with the landlord. They trashed the house. They trashed the outside of the house. Things were never cleaned. We complained constantly to the town of Babylon. Town of Babylon cleaned up, the landlord did not. We never saw them there. We never saw anyone overseeing what was going around that house. There were mice everywhere. There was food waste everywhere. And eventually, the landlord made an attempt to evict the residents, which meant that there were 2 large dumpsters, one of which ended up in my house, and it spent 3 days there, while during the night, people were swarming around it with drones. There were people looking in my house. I was sending emails to Rich Schaefer in the middle of the night. So the tenants left on their own. They were not able to be evicted. But the next thing that these homeowners did was turn it into a rooming house, and it is literally a rooming house. If you talk to the people that live there, they say, I don't know, I just rent a room here. We have no idea how many people are in that house. People come and go day and night. There are new people who moved in 2 weeks ago. There are cars with largely out-of-state plates. There are cars with plates that don't match the registration and the inspection stickers. There's a washing machine in the backyard that's been there since February 2025. There's trash from the prior tenant that is still in the backyard. The homeowners mow the lawn, and I guess that's what they think of as maintaining the property. And yet, I mean, we constantly complain, and we really feel that this is such a huge quality of life issue for us that we need something to be done. We can't keep going on like this. We don't know who our neighbors are. We don't consider this to be a safe situation.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Ruth Gargiulo?
My name is Ruth Gargiulo. My address is 63 East Hollywood Avenue. And I want to apologize to you, Rich, because I'm sure every time you get an email or a call or a text from me, you're probably like, oh my God. But anyway, you're very helpful and I appreciate it. Pretty much the same thing that Ms. Messina said.
I only say that when Vinnie Cosentino.
When, Miss Kathy said the same thing, there's people coming and going. The night of the storm, my husband was out there blowing the snow, shoveling. The plows came and pushed it back in our driveway, so he went back out there again. Somebody from that house came down and said, oh, how about I borrow your snow blower? And my husband was like, no, we don't even know who you are, And he's like, well, then you should come down and do it. And my husband was like, no. So the next day, I was waiting for my husband to pick me up, and somebody from that house parked in front of my house because we had shoveled and plowed, and they did not. So we asked Ms. Kathy, because she had a picture of the expired registration or inspection, because they're switching plates too. They're all, I'm sure you know. So we saw that it was the same person. I went down there and was banging on the door like a maniac till somebody answered. And I said, is that your car? And he said, yes. I said, get over there and move and don't ever park in front of my house again. And he goes, I just put it there. And he started chuckling. I said, I don't care. I said, you have a whole driveway that's empty. I said, you didn't shovel. And I was screaming about the illegal rentals. And they think it's funny, and it's not. This is our home. I think I told you in an email last week. We shouldn't have to want to move from a home that we've been in 20, 30, 40 years. So if you could please do something,
That's why
because
we're doing this today. It's similar to the work that we just recently did at 51.
yeah, well, that's a whole nother issue, and I know I can't speak about that here, but stuff has been going on since they let them back in the house, so
Yep, but we're working on that, so,
I'm sure you are. I just, if you could do anything, thank you.
okay. All right, I don't have any other cards. Anyone else wish to address the board during the agenda portion? Nope. So we'll go into the agenda. The consensus resolution agenda, are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution? And I'll take a motion.
I make a motion to put.
Second?
All those in favor?
11. 211.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize. So on the consensus resolution agenda, we're going to take resolution 211.
And I will offer consensus resolution 311.
211.
211, I'm sorry. I will offer consensus resolution 211.
Second. Second by Councilman Gregory. This is proclaiming the month of March as Irish American Heritage Month in the town of Babylon. Offered by Councilman McSweeney, second by Councilman Gregory. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That resolution is adopted. Now on the consensus resolution agenda.
I offer the consensus resolution agenda.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Consensus resolution agenda is adopted as listed. For today's resolutions, Resolution 221.
I'll offer Resolution 221.
Second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney.
Yes.
Councilman Gregory.
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I abstain. So resolution's approved, 3 votes in favor, 2 opposed. Resolution, 2 abstentions. The Irish American Heritage Month got me. 2 abstentions, so it's approved, 302. Resolution 222.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 223.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 224.
I offer 224.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolution's approved. Resolution 225.
I offer 225.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution's approved. That's it for the resolutions. Now we'll go to the open portion. We have a submission from Anthony Mignon of 886 County Line Road, Amityville, New York. This was submitted, for today's meeting, submitted and received in the town clerk's office on March 10th. And I'll hand that up and ask it to be made part of the record. Anyone else wishing to address the board during the open portion? Seeing none, I'm going to be exiting the meeting now. We're going to continue the public hearing in reference to the variance requested by the Oak Island Beach Association. I'm recusing myself from both the hearing and consideration on the resolution due to some comments that have been made by the president of the association regarding my involvement with past representation of some of the people involved in the matter. So I thought it was best that I turn this over to the rest of the town board and let them conduct the hearing and make the decision on that. So I'm going to ask Councilman Gregory to take over from here and wish you all well.
See you.
These are statements. Yeah, they're not speaking. Now the speaker cards. Are they? Oh, these are the speaker cards.
Right, and those were emailed.
Those are the emails. Right.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue with the public hearing. I want to submit for the record, we have an email submission packet from Linda Lee. There are various emails to be submitted to the record. I will hand that to the clerk, as well as anonymous email that has been asked to be submitted for the record as well to the clerk. And we have a submission by Dawn Morrison.
And she wants to speak.
Ms. Dawn? There you are. Okay. Please come forward. Yeah, now is your moment. You have 3 minutes. Okay.
Good afternoon. I am respectfully expressing my opposition to the proposed installation of a community dock within the Oak Island Beach Association. While the proposal may be intended to expand dock access for a few residents, the project is unnecessary for a multitude of reasons. The first one being the current dock space availability within our community. The association currently has approximately 22 private docks, many of which historically do not have boats docked on them throughout the summer months. At last count, in midsummer of 2025, there were approximately 38 what I'll call open boat slips on those docks. Residents that don't live on the water have historically knocked on a neighbor's door and asked to utilize some open dock space, and they have been regularly accommodated. There is unequivocally no need for an additional mooring facility at Oak Beach. Beyond the question of necessity, the proposed dock raises important environmental concerns. The Town of Babylon and the Oak Island Beach Association consistently emphasize a commitment to the protection and preservation of the environment. Adding another dock structure in an already dock-rich waterfront has the potential to disturb the marine habitat and increase boat traffic in a confined waterway. By confined waterway, I am referencing the diminishing open water between the Oak Beach shoreline and the sandbar due to the sandbar's ever-increasing expansion toward the land. In addition, the community beaches within the Oak Island Beach Association have remained largely untouched for over a century. For this reason alone, additional dockage on a community beach appears inconsistent with the town's stated mission of environmental stewardship preservation. These areas should be safeguarded for recreational swimming and sunbathing, not gasoline fumes and eyesores. Many residents still can't get over that several years ago, residents were permitted to purchase empty lots in the association on which pools and other structures were built. Please do not let the same thing happen to our community beaches. There are also significant fiscal considerations involved with this matter. We are living in unprecedented times of rising costs applicable to all facets of life: home ownership, insurance, carrying costs, taxes, utility bills, to name a few. The installation and ongoing maintenance and carrying costs of a community dock will create endless fiscal obligations for the residents of Oak Beach and a burden on members of the association that already struggle to pay yearly association fees. The costs associated with the dock will be borne by all residents, despite only a few households realistically benefiting from its use. To be exact, 6 out of 72 households. Responsible financial decision-making and the careful use of community resources, principles that align with the town's commitment to fiscal responsibility, should be central to evaluating this proposal. Equally concerning is the impact the dock would have on the quality of life for the residents living closest to its location. Increased car and boat traffic, additional noise, greater foot traffic, and the potential for congested parking issues will directly affect the immediate homeowners in the area. What is currently, and has for decades, been a quiet residential roadway will become an active location, altering the character of the neighborhood and diminishing the peaceful environment the residents currently enjoy. You're all very familiar with the association and the unrest, bickering, and disagreements that have plagued the neighborhood for decades. While this is not unusual for a homeowners association, this proposal, forced on the membership by a few residents, has created another significant division within our community. Approximately half of the homeowners in the association oppose the project, and many others that haven't directly opposed it know very little about it. Even those of us that try to keep current with the ever-changing plans for how the dock will be financed and the rotating systems that will be established to allocate the spots do not have a clear understanding of what would actually take place. The proposal is being steered by a limited number of residents that want a boat slip, yet purchase their homes knowing upfront that a slip did not come with the purchase of it. They simply need to walk up to a friend's or neighbor's house, knock on the door, and ask, "Can I dock my boat on your dock this summer?" Moving forward with an initiative that benefits the few while imposing financial costs, environmental impacts, and quality of life disruptions on others will create additional long-term animosity amongst the many. We all see the news and hear stories of homeowners associations gone wild, where bad things happen because issues get pushed to breaking points. I urge the council to take this issue off the table today so the residents of Oak Beach have one less issue to be at odds about. I've lived at Oak Beach for 51 years. I grew up playing on the community beaches up and down that shoreline. Please help us preserve these last untouched sites for future generations. I respectfully ask the council to carefully consider the environmental, fiscal, and community impacts of this proposal and deny it. Protecting our waterways, ensuring responsible stewardship of shared resources, preserving the character of the neighborhood, and protecting the environment at Oak Beach are values that the residents and the town of Babylon share. Thank you for your time and consideration of this matter. I also have 2 additional letters from residents. Can I read those?
We have them. Yeah, we have them. They're part of the record now.
Okay, next I have John Longo. You state your name and address.
My name is John Longo. I live at 10 The Fairway, which is quite close to 20 The Fairway, where this is going to be built. Good afternoon. My name is John Longo. I'm an OIBA board member and, as I said, a resident of 10 to Fairway, which is the west end, close to where the proposed dock would be located. While I had planned to be at your February 25th hearing, I was stranded in Italy, not bad, and I wasn't able to make it here that afternoon because of flights. I've reviewed the comments made at the hearing, and I'm working with others on the board, such as our president, Arnie Lanziata. I have several comments I'd like to make on response to earlier comments that were made at the other hearing. First off, the fire hazard with vehicles blocking the roadway. We have talked and had specific discussions with Chief James Miga of the Babylon Fire Department and services that protect and serves our association. He advised us that as long as vehicles are not left unattended blocking the road, it would not be an issue. We could, if necessary, if people feel we need to expand, we could cut some weeds back on the north side of the road. Not something we're looking to do, but if that had to be done, it could be done because it's available, and make that area as strictly a drop-off area for people. There will be no on-site parking, period. That is something we have said from almost the very beginning when the issue was raised to us. There's been said here that there are plenty of other slips available, that this isn't necessary. There are 24 docks in the association. Most of those are attached to private lots. Three of the members who have docks allow members to use their docks with no additional slips available currently. The remaining dock owners have been asked if they would be willing to do this. They have said no for various reasons and declined. There are no other marinas available in Oak Beach. I will point out that the community beach where we would put this dock currently has 2 docks. Those docks are used by opponents of this. It's okay that they got their dock, not okay for anybody else, according to them. Moving on. This would create a boating hazard having 6 docks there. There is no expert report, there's no evidence to prove that there would be a greater problem there. There's only speculation. The dock extends beyond the proposed dock, extends beyond the docks of both Lanziata and Constantino docks. There's a 5-mile-an-hour no-wake zone there. Boats have been on these moorings as at the proposed dock site, and there have been no incidents that I know of or anyone else that has worked with me on this knows to date. DEC and Army Corps of Engineers also would have considered this issue, and they did not, and they did approve this proposed location. There's been said that the folks that have their docks there would not be able to get insurance any longer. We have talked with Matt Morse, an insurance agent in Babylon Village, who advised us that he would be able to get both of these homes insurance, and the community dock would not affect the issuance of any homeowner's insurance policy. Opponents have said the dock should be placed on Hauser Drive, which is safer and more convenient location. The problem is there's not deep enough water to put a dock there. The Hauser Drive location was considered. At the previous hearing, Jed Mead showed the town board where the sandbar was clearly evident, and that was found to be unsuitable, that site. A measurement of the distance between the start of the 3-foot mean water and the sandbar is not wide enough. It would block navigation of all docks east of the community dock if it was installed there. It would therefore not be permitted by DEC or the Army Corps of Engineers, or for that matter, the town. Finally, the dock proposed before the town was never approved by the association. Absolutely false. Absolutely. As OABA's president testified at the previous hearing, the association voted to approve the community dock by a vote of 34 to 28. Recently, prior to the 25th hearing, another survey was done of the community members to see where the sentiment was on this, and it's actually increased support for the dock. Under that one, it's 46 in favor, 7 opposed, 5 abstained. OIBA has worked with members on this proposal and included several provisions such as banning parking, as I mentioned, reducing the number of proposed slips to meet the few objections that have been raised, and we made sure that this cost was not borne by the entire community. A bond will be floated to fund it. That bond will be paid by dock fees for those strictly using the dock. It is not a cost to anyone else in the community, but it is a benefit to everyone in the community. Everyone will have an equal opportunity to use these slips. We ask that the town board join with the Army Corps of Engineers and New York State DEC in granting all us the necessary approval to move this community benefit project forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's all the cards that I have.
6 more letters came in for the record.
We have 6 more letters that have been submitted, going to be added to the record. Is anyone else that would like to speak that hasn't spoken? Okay. I'll make a motion to close and reserve. You spoke at the last meeting, I believe. No?
Can I fill it out? Ask a couple of questions?
We spoke at the last meeting, so we're asking for people who haven't spoken.
I
is your
spoke at the
comments
last
on the rec-
meeting.
Right. And it's all part of the same record.
So I'm not allowed to speak.
We're asking for new people who haven't added their comments to the record so that we have a full.
I think I have something that maybe the board would like to know that was not brought up at the last meeting, that the other people in the association might not know either. And I can just give it to you real quick.
All right.
So,
Just
I'm building a dock.
Your name and address.
Sal Gervasi, 21 The Fairway.
Okay.
I'm in the process of building a dock, maybe 2-3 slips down. None of the association members who are opposed to this, I asked everybody there, know the price of building this dock. So, do you guys have anything on record that of the costs of bids that were put in? Because only one person bid this job, and he was here in the last meeting, Jed Mead. John Reynes, Ryan, these are all dock builders, but I don't hear, and I didn't hear from anybody else, of any other bids that were put in, competing bids on the dock. I don't know if the board has that information, if they're aware of it, but the only bid that was put in is his, and we're not even told, according to the members, what the cost is of the dock. The reason why I bring that up is because I'm building a 110-foot dock with a boat slip and 3 parking spaces. I was quoted $120,000. We don't know what the cost is of a dock with 6 spaces. That includes plumbing and electric, okay? John Reynes is building the dock. It's also an aluminum dock. This is as expensive, and it is built so that it doesn't rust, it doesn't rot. The bottom line is John is one of the best dock builders, and his price is also higher than the average. My question is, how much is the dock? That's my first question. Where are the other bids on the dock? My dock is costing $120,000 with 3 spaces and a lift, electric and plumbing as well. So what is the cost of does he have the answer? Do you have the answer to that question, how much this is costing us? Does anybody on the board know? And does anybody on the board know why there aren't 3 or more bids that were put in, and why is it being given solely to Jed Mead? So these are questions that I think need to be answered, because if the dock is anywhere in the area of $250,000, we don't even know this answer. Why are we not, as association members, privy to all this information? And you as the board hearing this, I don't think you guys know either. I mean, if anybody does, we would like the answer so that we could do a comparison, because my dock is it's 6 more poles. That's $600 a pole, plus the labor to create those other 3 spots. So what are we paying for this dock? And why is it that only one bid was put in? And if so, I think that question should be asked. Who is the one funding the dock? Who's putting up the bond? Does anybody know that answer? Is that any of that information given to the board? Because I heard it was a board member. And if the association defaults, that board member who put up the bond is owner of the dock. And I find that to be a little off-putting, maybe a little crooked, because it's inside their little group of people, and the rest of us are excluded, and it's going right outside our houses. But yet we don't know anything. I know what my dock is costing. I think that the board should try to find out what this dock is costing, and I think we should know that answer so that we could see where the remainder of our money is going. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Please fill out a card, Mr. DeLacy.
All right, gonna make a motion, I'll accept the motion to close and reserve from Councilman Mineta, and second from, we're not entertaining any back and forth. Second by Councilman Martinez, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstention.